Shalom, you guys. All praise to the Most High. And for those of y'all who've never been here before or who don't know, Shalom means peace. That is Hebrew for peace. Some people say shalom. Muslims say salam. And here we are in the Shabbat. And yeah, I still ain't kicked yet. Pray for me. I am in sin. I should not be doing this. So this ain't the way to go for us Israelites. Smoking is not the way to go. Now, you see the title to the video. Bad people expect good results, but get karma. Right? So, before I get into this video, sidebar. Shout out to STL Big Rich and the XTL Big 16, Viral Nights, Sleep 4000, the Network Global, and Treasures. Shout out to True Wag. Shout out to Drew the Boss. Shout out to ECG. Shout out to T. Shout out to Perion. Shout out to my homeboy Mac partner. Shout out to Yo, the bartender. Shout out to the cute girl at the front door. I forgot her name. Everybody who makes this Viral Nights thing a reality and have contributed their time and their effort and their work. I appreciate y'all, right? So I did the STL Big 16. And I ain't gonna lie, because I'm past my prime, and because I haven't really been relevant in the music scene as far as a rapper, I wasn't really sure how well it would do. I know I could rap my ass off, right? But I didn't expect to do numbers, say, like the people who are consistent or the females who got all that eye candy, you know. I underestimated myself, and I could really rap my ass off, so I should have knew better. But it was a song that I was featured on by Tonero featuring FYL Rico out of Mississippi, I think, and featuring me on the remix. I was actually going to do a verse to another song, but on the other song, I come right in behind another rapper off his verse, so there's really no space. I would have to format it to where it just plays the beat in my verse, and I didn't have that done. So I was like, fuck, or I got a song I can use, and I just used that one. I didn't expect it the first time I saw it. I got the notification that morning, and I got that notification, and I think probably an hour and some change into it. After it had been posted, I finally saw it, and it was already at like 3.4K. Jay did like 10.8. After like 3 weeks, she was at like 10.8, and I was so impressed by that because this is her first like real visuals or putting some content out, and I think that's pretty damn good, right? Considering she doesn't have a big following yet. I said, well, I don't expect to do 10,000, do numbers like her. But when I saw that 3.4K in the first day, I said, I'm definitely doing 10K. I don't know how long it's going to take. I came back by midday. By like one something, that motherfucker was at like 6K, 6.7. By like 3, 4, 5, that motherfucker was at like 15 point. No, it was like 11.7. Later that night when I got ready to lay down, it was at like 15.7, 15.9, I think, when I dozed off. Woke up at 16.9. 24 hours later, that bitch was at 17K. Now, I know that just ain't all on the strength of me because Big Rich is drawing the traffic. You know what I'm saying? Big Rich drawing the traffic. But so I look at the comments. So I look at the comments. And the one troll, he didn't critique it. I wanted him to critique it. You ain't gotta like it. It's the real world. I do not have false expectations. I know who I expect to like it. I know who I expect not to. And I know some people gonna like it that I didn't expect to, and some people gonna not like it that I expected to. But I also know who my avatar and who my customer is because we put a lot of work into that over here. We take whole classes on that over here. So, yeah, with no further ado, let me go ahead and show y'all what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and show y'all what I'm talking about. Hold on. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. My bad, y'all. That is not what I meant to do. Now, where's the other sheets I want to on desktop? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I need to also share system audio. Now, no, I don't want to share the entire screen. I want to share this other window and it's not letting. Maybe because okay, now if I share this desktop, when I change that desktop, is it gonna let me change it to what I'm finna pull up? Let's see. And also, before I do that, also, let me switch this shit to. I need my shit to be big and that shit to be small. No, we're gonna go ahead and do it like this the first time till I get that shit right. No, better yet, let's do it like this. Share screen. Desktop. Share. Now, you sons of bitches. Share screen. Well, good. The browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. Damn, it's because I switched to this motherfucking DuckDuckGo browser. I should have stayed my ass on Google Chrome. StreamYard Studio. That's not what I want to share. Don't want to show that. Got rid of that. So look, so I got rid of the other screens that I didn't want. But this bitch ain't gonna let me share this window. I need to take a class on how to do this shit. This is what the fuck I need to take a class on. Entire screen. Let me see. Nope, that ain't gonna work. So yeah, it's not gonna let me do it, child. Fuck. Sons of bitches. I'm gonna have to broadcast to y'all next time from slides and PDFs, share screen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to broadcast to y'all next time. From the right damn browser. I wonder if it's because I got Instagram up another screen. Because when I be showing other shit, it be letting me. I was trying other YouTube videos and shit. No, this sucks. This shit sucks. But you know what I can do? I can't complain about it. I can't get mad about it. What I can do is get to the motherfucking topic. Bad people expecting good results. You know, it's sad watching all this damn death in my community and seeing that people who typically wasn't the targets of the violence start to be the victims. Younger people, females, kids and females, when basically women and children used to be off limits for this type of shit because men was the only ones who had sold their soul. Now, that being said, I was one of them, you know, who fell for the traps of the streets somewhat. Excuse me. I haven't been overcome by it. Praise y'all. But man, I fell for it, right? And when I say I sold my soul, it means I committed sins and went against the word of God and broke God's law for worldly things and those things that I just mentioned. I'm guilty of it. Right? However, I don't know if a lot of people really understand the space that you put yourself in and the wages of sin. Because really, we all living on grace. The wages of sin is death. And just because it's delayed don't mean that you ain't finna die for what you did. The wages of sin is death, y'all. The fact that you don't have to die right then immediately when you commit a sin is grace. Ain't the Most High good to us? That's love. Because what if as soon as you committed a sin, you died right then? That would be fair. Do we not realize that? The only reason that doesn't really happen to us is because the Most High holds us accountable for what He know, and He has a time that He has set already to deal with it. We need to be thankful for that, right? But once upon a time, our people had that understanding, right? And we used to have so many limits and bounds on what we did and how we lived because we just wasn't no sinful, wicked ass people. It just wasn't us. We children of God. However, the older this world gets, we're becoming more and more wicked and like the other nations, living like the heathens. And the laws that preserved us and the things that made us holy and made us separate, we've forgotten to the point that we do all manner of debauchery, but we still think that we're not supposed to get what come with it. And that is not fair. Wow. God help us. What we don't seem to understand is that when we open ourselves up to a certain world, we really welcome in all that. So, on a broad scale, sin and death, that's the results. When and how you get them, it's fair. Right? You truly do reap what you sow. And a lot of times, we don't know. We act like we don't know. The things that we do is wrong, and that the result that we get is fair. We be thinking it's unfair, or we didn't deserve it, or that we supposed to get better results or better karma from the universe or from the people in our lives when we have chosen to be unrighteous. If you unrighteous in the streets or anywhere, for you to even expect loyalty from anybody, see, what we don't understand is that, okay, so you might be out here doing woo woo wop right outside. Then you come inside to your family or your loved one, somebody who you're not doing that to, somebody who you've been 100 with, or somebody who your relationship is good with, right? And you're getting an imbalance there. You're getting you're discontent. It's not, they're not treating you right. And you mad at them because you treating them right. Right? And you coming at them for not treating you like you treat them, right? And I understand that, right? They may not even understand how they're being used, or they may be doing it because they bad and they not there, whatever the case. But what you can't do is come at the Most High, which who y'all call the universe, or just be mad at the Creator for whatever it is that you're going through, because you know you're doing wrong. And it may not be to that person, but you're doing wrong to yourself ultimately by sinning, because the wages of sin is death, and you're going to reap what you sow. So when you put that bad shit out there, I'm sorry about that, whatever you put out is what you're going to get back. Now, let's talk about this street shit and this crime shit and this worldly lifestyle that we want to live, right? Males and females. Men, we've been sold our soul when we had our backs pushed against the wall financially, economically, socially, here in America, with limited opportunity, resources, and an influx of drugs in our community. Right? It was really a cold ass play, because any man who is a responsible man, who's a provider, who wants to be a leader, and knows that he has to be held accountable for the financial well-being, success, or taking care of his family, food, clothing, shelter, all of that. What you thought they was gonna do? They knew exactly what would happen. They knew these men would pick up that banner, and carry it and do what was necessary to support their families, because those are the good qualities that would make them do that, right? And the fact that they had to resort to bad things, it tore a lot of families apart, tore a lot of people apart. It made a lot of men have wars within themselves, because we knew what we was doing was not right, right? But we wasn't so far gone once upon a time, right? We took on these labels that came with this energy and this power, right? And these spirits: gangster, pimp, player, Mac, thug, rider, slider, goon, goblin, demon. See how it got worse and escalated as time went on? From no women and children, and oh no, when his mama with him or when his kids with him or his family with him, that's a no-go, bunk mission. To we don't tolerate these certain lifestyles in our community. That's not who. To now, we starting to just cross all type of lines and open ourselves up to all type of spirits and do anything. We are totally not who we were. We don't live by the standard that we have. We live by another nation's standard, and we wonder why we get the results we get. Even if you choose to do what you want to do, and you don't give a fuck about none of that shit, you should be in the mind space and the understanding and the overstanding and the spiritual enlightenment to know that since I want to go there and I want to live this lifestyle or be like this or this certain way, this is what come with it. And just like you accept the good, you got to accept the bad. And that really don't look good on a man when you don't know how to do that. They look normal on kids. It can be a little unattractive with women who are of a certain age of maturity, but it's expected. But on a man, it really don't look good. Straight up. You dig? Fellas, we can't be out here doing that. We can't do that. We cannot do that. We got to know what type of space we putting ourselves in. What type of frequency we on. Whatever language you use to describe it. What type of spirit you have. And know that we reap what we sow. So when you choose to play the game, the only rule is there is no rules in the dirty game in the streets, right? Young men, quit expecting honor amongst thieves. Quit expecting loyalty from gangsters. If you get it, that's a blessing. But to expect it, expect the worst and pray for the best. What you expect ain't always what you intend, of course. You intend for things to go a certain way, but don't automatically expect it to. When you playing this dirty game, ain't shit fair about this. But it's all fair at the same time. You know what I mean? Young ladies, you know what you were told to do was right. Or maybe some of y'all wasn't told. Maybe that's the problem. I think there may be a gap there in a lot of households too. But for those of y'all who were, or you found out at some point what the status quo is, what save yourself to a marriage, get with a man, get married, have children, stay with him only. All that. That's boring. That's corny. People don't want to do that. That's not what's going on. It's a world out here. We fall victim, right? However, once you go so deep and you have done certain things, or when you're playing that game, know the rules. Yeah, he's going to lie to you. It's fair in that game. It's to his advantage. He better. I am. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a lost value system, right, and I'm living a certain way and playing a certain game, I'm not going to be honest with the opposing side or with all of the players that are on this game. That wouldn't be in my best interest. This is a dirty game. This ain't the clean game. You want to be out here dating and you don't want to be a wife. You want to play the single life, city girl. Okay, that's the lost value system. Why do you keep on expecting loyalty, honesty, the truth, faithfulness, and shit in the lost value system? You're so silly. You're naive. You're naive. And you feel entitled. You asking for something that you don't deserve. You asking for something that's not there, that don't exist. Ain't got nothing to be bad to have an attitude about it. You know how you get that? What you want. Truthfulness and all that type of shit. And for a nigga to do right by you, don't go in the lost value system. Don't play the game. Don't play that game. Play the whole different game. Go play the good game. Go walk the straight and narrow. Because ain't no street nigga gonna keep it 100 with you completely. Unless he has expressed with not just his mouth that he got you and he ready to cover you. And if you let him do that while he's still in the streets or when he hasn't made a conscious decision to follow Jesus Christ, enjoy the ride. Enjoy it. Love it. And everything that come with it. So now, all of a sudden now, kids start dying at alarming rates because they selling their soul. It's starting at a younger age. They're being targeted. How are they so susceptible or vulnerable? Because the men have already been taken out of position. Now, the women can't defend the children. They're under attack now too. Our women are dying in the streets at alarming rates. Why? Because our women have sold their soul, and now they're reaping the benefits of being in the lost value system, of all of the sins that we've allowed ourselves to start getting into. And yeah, it's sad because I'm losing a lot of people. Condolences to Tamala. She lost her daughter at Steak and Shake this week. Right? And people will say, damn, man, the dude shoot. She's a girl. Yeah, I feel that way too. I wouldn't shoot a girl. I'm not shooting nobody who's not trying to kill me. Right? But I don't know the particulars enough to know how she presented to that person. Do you present as a female, masculine, feminine, or do you present as a man with that type of energy? Because sometimes when you're in that frequency or whatever energy or frequency or spiritual level you're on, then you can lose control, and then that takes on, and that's what guides you. It's just like when a young woman dates a certain type of dude, and he imprints her, and then after that's over with, she find herself constantly in relationships with similar dudes of the same type. Because that spirit is there. So when another dude comes along that has that same spirit, unless she's rooted in the Most High and in the spirit of Jesus Christ, it's going to be really, really, really hard to resist that man. or unless she just had enough, or God's still working with her. You know what I'm saying? She's still getting blessed and has grace, and mercy. God might have other plans for her, but in most cases, it doesn't end well, unfortunately. So everything we do, see this? Yeah, some come with this. I better know that. But even if I don't, it's going to come with it if I continue. And really, because it's a sin, if it wasn't for forgiveness, if it wasn't for grace, mercy, and Jesus Christ dying on the cross, who we foolishly call Jesus Christ. And I say that for reference because I'm talking to people who, if I keep saying Yahweh Shai, going to be looking some type of way like I'm talking outside the box when that's his name. We put ourselves in these spaces and then cry about it. We put ourselves in these positions and then cry about it. And I'm not talking about that young lady, right? When I say that, I'm talking about us as a people. We don't get it. You got people who go outside and they're not nice to people. They goons. They hit us. They putting in work. They won't smoke. Once you put yourself in that type of space where you're taking lives and all that type of shit and your life is violent, it's almost like, I don't believe in luck, but for those who do, and for those who understand it from those terms, it's almost like you got bad luck, right? So things are going to start to happen in other areas of your life, and you'll be complaining about it when you don't really have the right to. Or some people is just entitled or feel like, like I heard a rapper say, I'm not going to say his name because this ain't even about him, right? And much love to him. Hope he have a speedy recovery. I heard a rapper say that motherfucker that he loved banging, and they need to give them a state or a place or some land for people who just love banging and want to just drill, to just go on and do whatever they do to each other, and then whoever lasts or whatever they last or whatever. But what he don't understand is land costs. Who finna give y'all something? What makes y'all think y'all deserve? See, even something as small as that, right? Like give y'all whose land? Because we tired going to jail for banging. I bet you are. Right? Not tired enough yet. When you really tired of doing something, young brother, you stop doing it. When you really, really, really get tired. Those who get tired, they get out of the game. You know what I mean? You don't want to die. I don't want you to die. I want to enlighten all my brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's sad. And we used to be like God. We used to be gods. And now we want to die. Some of us. Because we say things like that. That ain't the way, bro. And not only that, nobody's going to do that because they already got a piece of land. Oh, yeah. For those who just love to bang and want to bang. Love to drill and don't want to stop. They got some land for you. It's surrounded, though. It's separate, too. It's definitely separate. So, yeah. I'm about 35 minutes in now, too, y'all. And I intended to show y'all that clip, but you can go find it at STL Big Rich at Instagram on IG. Yeah, STL Big Rich. And scroll through, check out all the videos, drop some comments, notes, follow, all that shit. And like I always say, all praise to the Most High. Shalom. It's been real. I'll let y'all later.